Hello, hello, hello. What we doing? We're doing. I guess it's a prog review. Yeah, it's a prog review, a thrilling, exciting prog review for you. Is that good? Is that good? You good for that? Good. And wait a minute. Just realised I actually got the thing to show you. I'm doing Manzanera Mackay AM/PM. You see what I did there? Very clever. It's their initials, AM/PM. I mean, it could also be like daytime to nighttime, couldn't it? That could be the theme of it. That's the back. So, what is this? This is Phil Manzanera and Andy Mackay, who are, well, you know them as from Roxy Music. Now, again, Phil Manzanera is one of my favourite guitarists. He's up there. I don't know if he made the Rolling Stone 250 best guitarists or whatever it was. I don't think he made it. He's an incredibly underrated guitarist, and I've got a lot of time for him. His experimental stuff is always worth checking out. Now, again, I love it when a record comes along and completely banjaxes you. I had no expectations for this record. No expectations. I didn't listen to any of the teasers. I try and keep away from that stuff now. I try and experience the record for the first time. And I thought, I'm not gonna listen. I'm going to ignore it because it's not going to be any good. Because when Manzanera and Mackay get together, I've not been too impressed with their stuff in the past. So I was like, yeah. And then last week, because that's when it was released, I chanced upon it on the dog walk. When I take the dog out in the evening on my own, I like to listen to some tunes, and there it was on YouTube Music, and I listened to it, and boy, did it knock my socks off. I was completely surprised by it and thought, wow, that's not what I was expecting. And it's good when a record comes along and does that. So I immediately ordered the vinyl and listened to it again and listened to it again and listened to it again because it's that good. It's a tight 41 minutes, I think it is. Let me have a look. Is it? Yeah, a tight 41 minutes. And it's a lockdown album. It's one of those lockdown things where Manzanera and Mackay were exchanging ideas together. Manzanera is already working with Tim Finn again over lockdown, and it bouncing ideas around. And he was just really prolific, I guess, and so they worked together. And if you're familiar with Floyd's, that's the Pink Floyd. I was being a little bit over familiar there. If you're familiar with the Pink Floyd's Endless River, I nearly called it Endless Dribble, but I'm going to be respectful because it was Manzanera that basically assembled that. Well, those assembly skills, those production skills are very much in evidence here, and some of it will kind of, you go on. That reminds me. Some of it reminds me of Endless Dribble, River. Some of it reminds me, and I mean that in a good way. Phil Manzanera he's really good at assembling this stuff now. It's wholly instrumental, and it veers from kind of ambient music, electronica. There's again obviously a lot of guitar on it, a lot of wind. No, not that kind of wind. Saxophone, flute, tuba, flugelhorn. You think I'm making it up? It's true though, and it was a delight. It was a delight to hear it. It tootles along. There's lots of different textures. Again, it's not going to be for everyone, but Manzanera kind of reaches back to these beginnings. Quiet Sun, back to those days. The mainstream album. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Again, it's very kind of Canterbury sound, very kind of fast, far ahead, jazzy, left field record. Very well worth checking out. I'm not sure if I've reviewed it. I might have done in the past. If I haven't, I should go back again and review it. And it kind of references that more experimental, jazzy side of Manzanera, and he gets Mackay to follow him, and that's unusual because he's not that kind of player, and so it's just really cool to hear them doing this kind of thing. And again, these are elder statesmen of rock. These people have been around a long time, and to hear them, doing something genuinely, I found exciting, because there are certain textures on there, certain experimental noises and swashes of sound, which kind of sounds like other stuff, but it's just interesting to hear these guys do it, because it's not anything they would necessarily have done before. And like I say, it came out of me from completely. It was like, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, you've also got the great Paul Thompson on here as well from Roxy, playing the drums. So it's not just Manzanera and Mackay. You get Anna Phoebe on violin, Seth Scott on flute, George Good on tuba, Paul Thompson on drums, like I said, Yaz Ahmed on flugelhorn, and Mike Body on bass programming and keyboards. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just touched a spot. It's one of those records that just went, I needed that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Should we have to do a bit of show and tell? This is the vinyl. There you go. It's a bit of a minimalist affair, but if you like a certain kind of instrumental music, I wouldn't say it goes as far as Soft Machine, but it feels very much part of that kind of Canterbury sound sort of thing. It feels very much like that to me. You could file it under that. You might enjoy it, but again, you've got to be able to tolerate that kind of electronica kind of sensibility, But you do get to hear Manzanera and Mackay, just doing their thing, and that's great. And like I say, Manzanera is just an underrated guitarist. I think, I think he needs a bit more praise. That's why I'm here, to give him that. His Diamond Dead album and his instrumentals are, very important to me. So I go and check it out. It might surprise you, because it's not the sort of thing you'd expect them to be doing at this stage of their career, a 41-minute experimental album. And and it moves, it flows really well. Again, the production of it goes, these things flow in and out of each other, and it just holds together really well as a record. It's a journey, AM to PM, maybe. I don't know if that's the intention, but you do get a sense of beginning and then almost a resolution. You do feel like you've been somewhere with this record, and I just liked it. It thrilled me, and after the last few records we've listened to, it was absolutely brilliant to have this as a palate cleanser. I needed this. It restored my faith in music, and if you want experimental, I wouldn't say necessarily it's progressive. Well, okay, well, it is progressive. It is, because you don't expect it from these two people, and they are fusing, different genres, ambient jazz, jazzbient, electronica. They are fusing different styles here to create something like they wouldn't necessarily do, and that's cool. So it was worth suffering COVID for this record, wasn't it? There's always a silver lining. You always got to look for the silver lining. And again, if you enjoyed The Endless River, you're going to like this, because I think it does show Manzanera's production skills and abilities. It really does show that off, and I think you will enjoy this if you like The Endless River, and it's better than that. It's actually better than that. Whereas that kind of was a bit nebulous. This I know, it's nice, like I say, a nice tight 41 minutes. So that's it, that's the review. Thank you for watching, thank you for tolerating this. I expect this one won't get as many views as the other few I've been putting out, but c'est la vie, this is it. The diehards will go, oh, that's interesting. So there you go, and it's available on the streamers if you want to check it out first, like I did, before handing out over your money. But yeah, give it a chance. You may be surprised. And like I say, it's not a record I expected to hear in this day and age. It's like, interesting. That's it. Thank you for watching. My name is Darren Locke. I've been talking about AMPM by Manzanera and Mackay. Those two stalwarts from Roxy Music. And there's only one more thing left to say. By now, you should know what that is. And that is, yes, prog on.